Hey y'all, what it is, what it do? It's your girl Brittany. Y'all know what it is. I'm back. I'm better with another video. Missed me because I missed you. All right, y'all already know what we doing, so say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping, we doing a diggy bow. All right, diggy, y'all into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. Y'all already know what shows I'm doing. At this point, I say it every week. If I do a new show, I will let y'all know. Okay. But the shows are doing great. My review time over there is Sunday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So make sure y'all go over there and check that out. Link is in the description. Make sure y'all are subscribing to the channel and liking the video and clicking the bell to be notified of every time I post. And make sure y'all stick around because I am putting my little 2 cents on Young and Reckless All-Stars in this review. I am not finna go out my way and make a whole nother review for a 2-second fight, okay? Baby, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, and I definitely want to speak on Naj winning $25,000. Okay, 15 then 25. She's eating out this TV up. Okay, she is getting her checks for old and new. All right, y'all. But anyways, let's go and get into this review of Dollhouse. So episode 12 should have been titled "A Heel to the Head." Okay. Everybody was getting a heel. A heel was getting caught today. Okay. The girls were using the weapons. Okay. Stiletto pumps in the club. Baby, they was stepping. Okay. And taking them off the step with you, bitch. Okay. They were tired. They were sick of you all. They were tired of you all. Okay. They said enough is enough. I'm going to get down where I'm mad at. You see me? You see me not. I'm sick of you. It very much gave I'm sick of you vibes. Very much so. The girls were mad this episode. But this was a great episode, y'all. I was entertained. When I say could not take my eyes off the screen. Could not take my eyes off the screen, y'all. It came out at 5 o'clock. And I said, yes. Give me 5 o'clock. Thank you. Finally. Because all the episodes last week, I'm not going to lie to y'all, with Now That's TV and Zeus, it was giving boo. Even with the Knicks Network, it was giving boo. It was giving, could have kept it in the closet. Okay, on the floor. Not a hanger. On the floor. Dirty clothes basket. Very much so. But without further ado, let's go and get into the video. Now, we start off with Jaylani hitting Trini in the face with a heel. Again, stilettos, pumps in the club. Whoever thought that these girls would get out? Okay? Very much. Very much. Now, I am happy that they didn't show us her face because I don't want to see her face. You know what I'm saying? She was holding it. It was phone and it was hand. I said, yeah, she probably messed up. And from what they saying, she hurt her eye. But, thank God she ain't blind or nothing like that. I definitely think Jelani was wrong for hitting her in the face with a heel just because it's not like Trini has been necessarily in everything that's been going on. If anything, she has definitely played the background when it comes to the two people Joyce brought in the house. Trini has definitely played background. She hasn't involved herself in anything. So it was like, why you just ain't get the person who hit you, aka Michaela? We know Jelani can fight, so we know that's not nothing. It's not like she's scared of her or anything. But I don't know why you got Trini out of everybody. You could have got Joyce. You could have got Michaela. I just thought it was somebody else that she could have got because Trini has been playing the background. She just woke up the last episode. She been in the shadows forever at this point. But yes, I do think Jelani was wrong for hitting that girl in the face with a heel. And if you was gonna still hit her in the face with a heel, sister, the eye. It ain't never that deep to hit somebody in the eye. I just don't feel like it's ever that serious. Maybe in the forehead, but even then, the brain. Maybe in the cheek, maybe in the lip. Pop that lip or something. Note to self, don't invite Swayana back. Swayana has been in the background ever since episode 1. She has been riding the coattails of every storyline but the one that she needs to be involved in. I haven't seen her do anything, much of nothing this whole season. She needs to go home. So Savannah thought that Joyce set her up, which, let's be clear, let's be honest, and even on the panels, Joyce has, said this. And not only that, Savannah's thinking right then had to be messed up with all the scratching that JB's was doing. Okay, boom. So she said that Joyce set her up. My thing is this. How could Joyce set you up? Even though her and JB's are friends, Joyce has no control. You know, this whole time the storyline has been Joyce versus you all girls. So I don't know how you thought Joyce set you up. And if anything, y'all just seen how production, quote unquote, set Joyce up when it came to Akasha. So what made you think she had control of the remote control in this show? What made you think that? Be for real. So Savannah ends up running up on Joyce, and Joyce baptizes her with a kick to the titty, okay? And, you know, the titty had malfunction, and, you know, it just went up from there with the girls. And, you know, it had to be a long night. If Mr., you know, goes in the mouth, but, you know, lip always down, talking, you know, the security is over. You know they ready to go home. This has been a long 4 days for them. He just chill. I said, oh baby, he needs a cigarette. He needs a cig right now, okay? And he got Michaela and Joyce, baby. He needs a cig. He needs a break, okay? Somebody go get him some Chick-fil-A. So we then get a close-up of the corporate, aka JB's. So JB said something. This ain't South Central. This ATL. This ATL Jaco, aka Big B's. ATL Jaco. Girl, I was hollering. This ain't South Central. This ATL. Okay, this ATL, baby. Big B's. So Ari over there looking cute. And by the way, note to self again, Ari has been a lot of these girls' storyline as well. A lot of these girls came in not liking Ari, but Ari definitely, in my opinion, out of all of the girlies, is the breakout star. Very much so. Okay, when I say she has been bubbling, I mean bubbling. She has been doing her thing. She gets in the field, she gives looks, and she reads. She don't have to do too much. Out of everybody, she's my favorite doll. She really is, because these girls, we want to pick on Ari. They be want to pick on Ari. Shadow, aka Jaden, had nothing. You were in the shadows, looking like who did it? Why with that chinny chin chin hoe? And you just wanted to bother Ari, and I don't like that for you. So boom, Ari outside looking cute. Jaden is looking for a storyline. You know, she had said that she's gonna need that from Ari, playing like, you know, she's getting this for Shyla. No. You are getting this because you're looking for a storyline. You try to be in the shadows. Y'all probably got one more day or something like that, maybe 2. And they said, hey, Jaden, you know, you're kind of boring. You know, you're giving looks. You're over here looking like Rumpelstiltskin by the face. We need you to do more. Hey, how about you go, I don't know, catch fade? And so she picks with Ari. Boom. So she go up, you know, she like, come on. Ari like, come on, what it is. Both of them get in there. One hand on wig, other hand going, bow, 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 bow. Both of them was just bow, 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 wig, pull. So it gave very much tie to me. You know, it wasn't a winner, it wasn't a loser. It was very much tie. Very much tie. So Jaden comes to the front of the bus with some contacts that are blue, with some real thick eyelashes that are about to fall off. To myself, y'all think I'm quiet, but it get like that. You didn't do nothing. It very much gave Ty. It didn't give whooped her down. It gave nothing. It gave, I'm a shadow and I need a storyline. They told me to do more. So I got comfortable. I have read the room and I see that everybody is picking Ari as a storyline. I think I can take her. That's all it gave, baby. It never gave anything else, shadow. So Michaela is somewhat talking to the air or talking to herself, because she lets the air know that they cannot see her when it comes to the hands. But we have seen that Jelani has gotten with her with the hands, and you know, Akasha as well, even though from the angle I seen, Akasha was getting beat up. Akasha got that eye though. She slid. She rides. You know, she gonna ride in, okay? Watch it. She gonna ride in there. Okay. So my job, what took me was the fact that Joyce was coming and Michaela kind of jumped up a little bit, and Joyce was like, girl, please, like, we have bigger fish to fry right now. I'm not studying Jelani now. Now, after it got like that, it truly got like that. She had to ride. Watch out. So Akasha comes on the bus, heel to face. Hill to ass. Her sister said, the hill will be my fist tonight. She gets the tap dancing with Jaden's face in that hill. She said, bada boo bop, bada boo bop, bada boo bop to Jaden's face. But I thought it get like that. Bitch, please. It was a pause in it because it definitely didn't get like that. You got your ass attacked with that L. So as Akasha is doing the most, okay, they got the game messed up. She ready to spaz about her sister Jelani. Mow. So as she about to spaz, all I could see is London's boyfriend like holding her back. He like, she tripping. I got you, babe. I got your baby. Babe, come over here, babe. Come over here. I said, what a mighty good man. I like that. Okay. I said, God, when you're in the neighborhood, give me that. I need that. So Akasha then ends up letting us know that she did apologize to Shadow. Anyways, she ended up apologizing to her because, you know, she got her girls mixed up. Man hoes, they all look the same. So, J-Vance ends up saying, hey, Savannah, how you feel? Got you first. Face ass. Lets us know, Pooky, I'm going to get you next. That took me out. The at the end, bitch, it sent me. After that, Deja ends up giving a lecture. J-Vance is like, right. Exactly. No, because I'm gonna apologize to production. Y'all, she takes me. J-Vance is so funny. Right. But I'm gonna apologize to production. Right, exactly. But you know, I don't mean no harm. And my thing is this: Deja is saying a whole bunch of nothing. I'm gonna respect production. Y'all brought her in the club, man. Y'all brought her in at the club, so y'all knew what y'all was doing. Ain't no respect production. It's like, oh, production set it up. Let me rock out. Let me have my moment for life. So JB ends up explaining, you know, her and Savannah's beef. Basically, overall, it gave Savannah was jealous that she, JB's had got a commercial for $2,500. And I guess, you know, back then Savannah thought she was one of the faces of bingo. And, you know, they didn't pick her. And she wanted to fight JB's because of that. Now, I do remember from, you know, the panels, if I'm not mistaken, allegedly, like JB's was like 17 when her and Savannah started getting into it. JB's is now I believe 22. I believe. But she said, you know, Savannah was picking on her when she was 17, if I'm not mistaken. You know, so they been had a few, and you know, I get it, you know, you've been paying her for a long time. So, you know, when the opportunity came and you was getting a bag off of it, you ran up, done her up. I don't blame you. You know, you thought about the long game. So the girls finally get on the Sprinter vans. So Joyce ends up pressing YG. Mind you, Joyce really just wanted a problem with YG. At that point, she felt like YG didn't do enough. And because she didn't see YG do enough in her peripheral, she felt like YG ain't do nothing. So YG just tells her, like, you know, girl, I'm not PC'd up. Like, I'm going to get out in the field for my sissy every time. Joyce said, who PC'd up? She didn't took it personal. She felt as though YG was saying that she was PC'd up, but YG wasn't saying that Joyce was PC'd up. Joyce knew that she wasn't saying that she was PC'd up. She was defending herself, but Joyce didn't like that. Joyce wanted YG to shut up and sit down and just take these lashes. But YG wasn't going for it, and she wasn't going out like that. Boom. So YG, you know, arguing back with her. She like, you know, defending herself or whatever. Joyce ends up throwing a purse. YG said, girl, don't worry about it. We gonna get it at the house. Don't worry about it. I ain't finna even do all that. These kiki kakas, these laughs, you really playing with me. And I can't let you slide. I can't let you ride. I'm finna get you. Watch out. It's Joyce trying to hit YG with the heel. It's Isaiah turning back, looking as if the heel about to come at him. He flinching. Girl, Macaulay said, girl, give me that heel. Sit down. I'm irritated. Sit down now. I'm trying to go to sleep. So all the girls get to the house. Pookie like, she need that. She needs to take a shower. But no showers were taken because Faze needed to be ran. So boom, her and Kenzie get to reading reading machines. They read it. I'm like, oh, Kenzie, makeup is cute while she rolling it up. I'm like, yes, makeup is eating. So Kenzie makes a new line talking about crash in. I like it, crash in. She said, bitch, I hope your mama cremate you. And like I said, that was just hilarious to me, the whole cremation. I know that JB's and her mom, don't see eye to eye, which, I'm not going to talk about that because none of my business, not a part of the show. But that was just a funny line. And then Kenzie told me some, yeah, come on, crash in. I thought that was hilarious. So JB's get to the house. She like, oh, my girl, my friend, my sister. I'm sorry I crashed the party, but things had to be done. Joyce is like, that's okay, ma'am. Boom. So JB's ends up calling out Pookie. She said, Pookie, mommy's home. Ready to whoop that ass. Okay. F on your grades for the day. Boom. So Pookie comes down. JB's is like, come on, let's run that. I need that. You keep talking. Me and you got into it. You wanted to have your friends back. Have your friends front. Let's catch this fade. You keep saying something, so I'm going to give you what you want, mama. Come. So boom, while Pookie is coming down the stairs, YG is asking Joyce, what's the beef? What's the beef? What's the beef? What's the beef? Now, when I watched it the first time, I didn't see J Bands and YG interact. So I'm like, okay, why is it that J Bands did not interact with YG? They sister. My girl, my homegirl. So I was like, why you ain't say nothing? But I will say this. Now that I watched it back, even though JB's is cool with Joyce, once YG said that Joyce said that, she was finna get to jumping her, JB said, oh, ain't no jumping. Ain't no jumping. You don't have to worry about that. Ain't nobody finna jump you. Okay, you gonna run your ones, but a jump won't be had while I'm down here or up there. Okay, simple. So Joyce and YG fight. Now, obviously, Joyce took it. But the only why she took it to me is because, like YG said, she's small. She's not a fighter. And, she was definitely overpowered by Joyce's big body. But, if I had to pick somebody, obviously Joyce won. And they are fighting behind JB's. Even though JB's don't know why they're fighting behind her. Now, again, I do feel as though Joyce went with a narrative that she wanted to go with, saying that YG did not look out for JB's, even though she did look out for her. She did have her sister's back. Joyce just felt like you not having her back as much as I am, so therefore you're gonna get hit. Boom. So JB's and Pookie get that. Now let me say this. One thing I can say, Pookie's not a fighter like that. I know, some of y'all like her, but I don't really care for Pookie. Pookie be begging, fiending to get in the field. And every time she get in the field, she don't win. And especially with JB's. JB's was putting that arm to work, okay? To work. When Pookie fell, she still was able to get her. Literally Pookie fell forward and JB's then made her fall backwards. Baby, Pookie flew up them steps. Flew. This is, you think you Boosie badass till you meet the real Boosie badass. Now you like to read. Now you like math. This is just not your territory, babes. I need that, JB's. I need that. And she gave it to you. JB's is coming out just handing out ass whoopings. So Persuasion ends up saying that she needs that back fade for her homegirl. Okay, as y'all know, Persuasion is like the Tasikis of the T-girls. So she like, I need that back fade. I will say this though. Persuasion got this same wig on from when they was in the house. Now, I am a collector of reuse and recycle, but Persuasion, please get a new wig today, not tomorrow, okay? I've seen the same wig. She ain't did a wig change yet, okay? Sick of the same wig, okay? Thank you. Anyways, boom, moving on. So, Persuasion ends up, needing Pookie's back fade because she know Pookie can't fight like that. Boom. So, Persuasion goes in and fights J Bands. I definitely feel as though it was a tie. You know what I'm saying? It definitely was a tie. Both of the girls was getting up in there. If I had to give a winner, I'm gonna give it more to J Bands. To an extent, she started controlling the fight after a little while, and then obviously once Persuasion started walking backwards, she had her sit down on that couch, and they got to doing what needed to be done. So yeah, still handing out ass whoopings. And I will say, out of all the episodes I've reviewed so far, this is the episode that really woke up Dollhouse very much so. Like, I'm excited about reviewing this. I was so eager to get it to y'all very much. Like, JB's really woke it up because it was getting slightly boring. So, JB's is at the table with Joyce. Her and Joyce is really cookie cut homegirls for real, for real. And I will say Joyce absolutely show her loyalty to JB's. You know, definitely show her loyalty to her. So, boom. JB's had just pressed Kenzie outside the club. Kenzie wasn't on that. Kenzie didn't need that. Kenzie comes downstairs. Isaiah said, ain't no talking. Run your ones. Kenzie said, you know what? I think I'm going to sneak my one up in there. Boom. Kenzie comes around the table. Suck. Bing bop. Takes JB's through there, okay? But that's the only hit Kenzie got. Because after that, JB's went to work. Sit down. Shut your ass down. Very much so. Was not playing. Was not letting Kenzie get another lick in, okay? Swallowing Kenzie. Boom. After they pulled JB's off of Kenzie, baby Jocelyn came in like the biggest Mack truck of them all. Bow, 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 bow. Baby was getting working that head. I mean, in it. Coming from the top of the shoulder, okay? In it. Full body work. Very much so. Like, baby, that's a friend right there. That's a friend. That is a friend. Joyce said, what you sneaking for? Baby, Kenzie said, I hit her so hard, it knocked the wind out of me. Baby, I was taken. Not knocked the wind out of you too. But I don't know how JB's eyebrow got like that. Because from the hit, the hit didn't, go to that eye. Kenzie didn't hit that eye. So I'm thinking once she jumped up and they got on like the fire thing or something, maybe, because they was moving so fast, she ended up scratching her eyebrow on it. Because I don't see how to punch, hurt the eyebrow on the other side. I don't see that. As all this chaos is going on, YG still want to run her around with Joyce. Like, I thought she was in the room. Oh my God. So Kenzie is crashing out. I got that out. Y'all gonna sneak my mama in the club. Good. I'm just looking at the railroad tracks of teeth at the bottom. Bloody. I'm just looking at the railroad tracks. That's all I'm keeping my eyes on. And I know whoever is behind that camera, face is wetter than wet. Because baby Kenzie is doing nothing but spin. I mean, just spit.com. I feel like the cameraman was hating on Pookie. I definitely feel like the cameraman seen her fight JB's and was kind of like, why are you talking? Because once she did her split, he didn't like zoom out or nothing. He was kind of like, anyways, Kenzie, what were you saying? Like, he was not stunning her. Oh, I hit hard. That is a way to end this episode. Bust that eye. Oh, I hit hard, too hard. Now, this episode, like I said before, was amazing. I definitely feel as though this was the best episode I have seen so far. Very much so. Like, they ate, they brought it. YG absolutely woke it up. Because like I said before, I was getting very bored. Okay. Now let's move into Young and Reckless All-Stars episode 3. It's not gonna be too long. So as y'all know, Notch Amelia won $25,000 for the Young and Reckless All-Star Challenge. So she won. I did not watch it, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. I don't care what challenge they did. I don't care. I liked it the first one, getting the update with the girls, stuff like that. That was cool. But y'all know I don't really watch when they do the challenges and stuff. I be, oh my God, overly bored with it. So I really don't be caring. But congratulations to Notch a Million. Like, Notch is up. What is that? 30,000 that she ain't got from Now TV. Baby, she is eating. Okay, she is eating. Oh, 40,000. Oh, 40. Girl, she's up. I'm trying to be Notch a Million this year. Okay, she up. Ain't gotta do too much. The price has went up and she has added tax. All right, so first of all, I like Naya narrating the whole, they don't call her Baby Tyson for nothing. Naya just has a real calm, cool, collected voice. So I liked her narrating it. Now, the Mario coins was definitely not getting out this fade with Baby Tyson and Legacy. The Mario coins was absolutely not getting socked out of Legacy. If anything, Baby Tyson is shorter than her, so Baby Tyson was like hitting her arms. She got one good face shot, but mostly she was in her arms in this first round. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the second round was hard to watch, and all I could think about is the fact that Baby Tyson is not getting out here with Ivory. That's all I could think about that second round. I'm like, I thought she came on positive energy, but she never minded getting in the field with Legacy, and I mean, giving it her all. And the third round just was what it was. Honestly, at this point, like I told y'all before, I get tired of seeing Legacy get in the field. Unless you're going to take some lessons, stop getting in the field. At this point, you've proven that you've gotten hard, but at this point, you're 3-4 seasons in, and that's all you have. I need to be seeing improvement. If she come back for season 4 or if she do another show, I want to see improvement in her fighting skills. I'm tired of seeing you get beat up, and I get it. You calling them out, you letting them know you standing on business, but we can't keep standing on business year after year, month after month, and still can't fight. And I definitely think, the more we see you on shows, after a while, we're going to think you stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I really do believe that, just because it's like, okay, season 1, season 2, it's like Legacy got hard. Legacy will get out there with anybody. Okay, season 3, it was like, okay, heart can't take you to the top. We've seen Mariah have heart. Who else? That's about it. That's all the examples I got right now. But, we've seen Mariah have heart. Or, I got some more. We've seen Sav have heart. We've seen Summer have heart. But I would say Sav and Summer got better. They was like, I ain't finna be getting too many ass whoopings. I'm finna start coming out on top. Very much. And I think, that's the same approach that you need to take. It's one thing to have heart, but after a while, heart is only going to get you so much empathy, sympathy, and, care. Baby Tyson right there. Right there. She's right there. At the end of the day gotta end. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Playboys is next. Hey y'all, what it is, what it do? It's your girl Brittany. I'm back. I'm better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is. I know what it is. We know that I post frequently. All right, y'all, say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping, we doing a ducky bow, or ducky yow into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, come. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So, because you know what I'm about to say. You know. If y'all been here for the longest, I was very, very, very disappointed in this episode. First of all, so I watched through the whole Khalil thing. I watched through. Mind you, then they, Aunt talking about something, oh, I know now there's TV. I know when they set it up like this, you about to fight. I started biting my nails. I got so excited, y'all. I'm like, oh, finally, Cashie and Maul, they gotta get that. Cashie and Maul, they about to get that. Could have kept it on the playground. When I say could have kept it on the playground, I said, what the fuck? These motherfuckers was acting like they was finna dog walk each other. I mean, dog walk no leash. Do you hear me? You don't hear me clearly. Like, mind y'all, I kept up with the story. Y'all know I kept saying, oh, the Playboys list is out. Oh, Maul and Cashie. First one I want to see, Maul and Cashie. I want to see that first. What the I need a refund. Full refund back. Because what was that? What was that? What work? Y'all were grabbing each other. Grab. All I want to do is grab. All I want to do is hug. Don't piss me off. I wanted to go get a cigarette. Y'all know I hate cigarettes. Y'all know I hate them. Don't piss me off. Please do not make me go get a pack of Newports. Girl, I'm biting my nail. I bit my nail to the nub. I'm fiending for them to fight. I started just kind of clicking through the confetti. I'm like, girl, shut up. Anyway, let's get to the fight. God, I immediately stopped biting my nails. Immediately looking at my screen like, I can't wait to come on here and talk to them. Because I know this one, the fade I was waiting on. Then they had the nerve to talk about some, well, I'm whooping Cashie. I'm watching D Scott and Ant fight, and D Scott is whooping Ant. What? First of all, girl, they could be whooping the bottle. I told y'all before, when Maul and Cashie fight, all that extra edits, all that Maul and Cashie, not Maul and Cashie, all that Ant and D Scott, nobody cares. Keep it on the playground. Not a day in history, if Maul and Cashie get defined, I ever said, oh, you know what, by the way, set it up for the brothers, the exes, to fight over him. No, I don't care. I don't care. And what work was given over there? That very much gave, keep it in the sandbox, okay? Not even just the playground, the sandbox. Keep that in the sandbox. Child. I was very bored. I was very disappointed as a viewer. I thought they first episode coming out the door swinging. Swing low, sweet cherry on. Like, obviously, I knew Khalil was going to be the highlight as soon as they first started off. I knew that. I already knew that coming in because obviously it had something to do with Ivory. It went viral, and now this TV wants to capitalize off of that. So, boom, got it. Great. Awesome. But once we move all that out the way, once all that is out the way, it's time to get to the shiznai, okay? It's time for y'all to stand on the biggest business. And that just wasn't felt through the screen for me. Wasn't felt at all. So, without further ado, let's go and get into the video. All right, so we start off the episode with basically a little snippet of Pooty and Isaiah fighting. As y'all know, that had went viral because Isaiah tried to come up on Pooty and Pooty said, knockathon. He said, you know what we came here to do? Pop the trunk, okay? An epic viral line that will stick with us forever in time, okay? Pop the trunk. You know what we came here to do. You know what we came here to do. Pop the trunk. And, you know, a trunk was popped. Now, boom. So they show us a little snippet of both of them banging. Soccer-thon, love to see it. So everybody getting who they need to get. Pooty and Isaiah banging. Now, Isaiah did show a snippet of that snippet that we seen. And basically him and Pooty, it was giving tie very much so in that particular round. It was giving tie. We seen Zeta and Ken get up. I think I seen Cashie trying to hit D Scott. You know, we'll see it when we need to see it. I don't know who jump, skip, leaped, and did the Dougie in the air. I said, oh, okay, he got the hops. So, you know, they show us that, and then they start. So they give us the intro, and, you know, we seen this in the trailer of all the boys or whatever, you know, and they trying to cut down on time. So they showing us 2 boys at a time, which is cool. I don't mind that. And it's no, it's not giving house A versus house B. It's not that. They just giving us, you know, 2 boys at a time. Now, my thing is this. I am a little irritated that y'all use the same song as the intro because when it came to Mean Girls, you know, we told y'all to keep that same intro and then y'all gave us Barbie Unleashed. Barbie's Unleashed did grow on me, or Unleashed or whatever. It grew on me, but now for Playboys, y'all keeping it. Walking the spot is lit. We're doing all kind of shit. I can go without. Let's change the intro song. Please, thank you. Also, shout out to the editor. I believe whoever edited this is also the person who edited Young and Reckless Allstars and also BBO. Honestly, they have a certain edit style to them. So I think this person, whoever this is their new editor. And also, I believe the director who directed BBO is also directing this. He also has a little style about him, how he directs. So, you know, they did good with that. I will say that, you know, now that TV is going up in budget when it comes to editing and directing. So we see Isaiah, coming in first Playboy. He's giving his introduction in his true religion and his Balenci's. I said, okay, they definitely started paying Isaiah now. Yeah, it's no more jogging suits. I love that for him. Now they wasted no time with showing us Khalil, bringing Khalil in. Obviously, as y'all know, the backstory between Khalil and Ivory. So basically, when Ivory was at her hotel room, they was about to start filming Baddies Africa, and Ivory ended up getting jumped by Stunner Girl and Stunner Girl people. Still haven't seen the video to this day. She swear that she recorded it, but I still ain't seen the video to this day. And y'all know, to an extent, Ivory do be lying. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, she do be lying. So you really never can really trust too much of what she said. But I do think that she did get jumped. I do believe that she got jumped, but I do believe him. I ain't gonna lie. And the only reason why I believe him is because we've caught Ivory in lies before. We've caught her in lies. Right now, I believe him because it doesn't seem like he's a liar, But if he get the line, my opinion can change. Now, he said, he was just recording. He bigging his homegirl up. He get her, beat her down. Yeah, jump her, stop her out, whatever. He doing that. He said, he would never put his hands on women. Also, if I'm not mistaken, he be with Nicki Minaj as well. He in some ghetto shit for real. Because at this point, you styling Nicki Minaj and all that, you really shouldn't even be caught up in this type of ghetto mess anyway. But hey, it is what it is. I guess you gotta have a little fun. So, he said that he was just recording, hyping his homegirl up. He never jumped Ivory, but everybody's supposedly here to stand on business for Ivory. Now, when it first came out, Landon definitely was number one saying how he was going to come, he was going to do this, he was going to do that for Ivory. Ivory, his sister, he don't play about Ivory, blah, blah, blah. I said a clout chaser at its finest. And I remember making a video on that because that got on my nerves. I said, they don't care nothing about Ivory. Ivory is doing her next season of South Central Baddies. I mean, no, not South Central Baddies. I'm sorry. Baddies. And as y'all know, because I'm not going to lie, Ivory's first season on Baddies was not a good look for her. Ivory had did a lot of talking on Now That's TV. And then, we seeing the footage. We like, baby girl, you was getting tossed every which way but loose over here, on Baddies. They end up bringing her back a next season because we didn't know if they was gonna bring her back. That was up in the air for a while if they was gonna bring Ivory back. So boom, they end up bringing her back. She gave us a nice little look. I remember that bust down. That bust down was so long, 26, 28-inch bust down. That's when Ivory started getting her girly girl bag hard. And I love Ivory girly girl bag. Love it. Boom. So, Stunner goes to hotel, Stunner needs that, Stunner and her homegirls jump, whatever. He said that he recorded. Once again, nobody has still to this day put out the video. I'm kind of tired of hearing about it almost 3-4 months later when we have no video. Get a video out. I need to see it. I need to see it. Ooh, I need to see it. I need somebody to get mad at somebody and, you know what I'm saying, show me what they working with. Now, what I thought was hilarious, while Isaiah and Khalil was talking, Isaiah said, she brought her little goons. I thought that was too funny because Isaiah, when he was doing his one-on-ones, he was very shady. Very shady. You can tell this season, Isaiah is very comfortable in his position as a CEO. For whatever reason, he was real comfortable during the one-on-ones. You could tell he's sitting in it, he feeling it, he like, this is my shit. For real. He's went from insecure, in my opinion, to owning his spot as a CEO. Now, obviously as well, Now That's TV wanted to get this story, scoop it up, and give the continuation of being at least one person out of the jump got beat up, or oh, we got Ivory's bag. But obviously, this is a storyline flaw for them, more money for them. Obviously, they know a lot of people wanted to see Khalil get beat up, regardless of if he was in the situation or not. Him just being associated with Stunner Girl, people want to see him get got. Now, again, I've already addressed it because I just want to address it. But Khalil then addresses Landon saying that he was coming up there to Atlanta or whatever. He was going to fly out. He needed that. He was going to get that for his sister. He said that, I believe Pooty said, not necessarily them flying out, but just how many boys was saying they was going to get that for Ivory. I will say this. I will say this. Out of what I remember, Cashie did not bandwagon. And him and Ivory was close around this time. I do not remember him bandwagoning and being like, oh, I'm going to get Khalil for my sister. I don't necessarily remember him saying that. But I do remember Landon was one of the first boys. Like, he took it, ran with it. And when I made my video, I said chasing clout, trying to get in the blogs, trying to, go more viral. Landon, in my opinion, is very chess organized. He don't play checkers. Everything he do is very chess move oriented. So, obviously him and Ivory was cool. He took that opportunity to get his name more so out there. And mind you, baby, I will say this. Khalil won ducking. He won. Khalil, one thing I'm going to get him props on. When Landon was going live making videos, Khalil was responding. He was responding, baby. Khalil was like, okay, come. If you need that, show me how bad you need it. Like, Khalil definitely was responding. Now, I did start slowly going to sleep when Isaiah was asking Khalil about Maul or Landon hosting because, like, no shade, he got his storyline down. Let him go to the back and wait on everybody who need to run him. I just was like, why are you asking him? And yes, they are at the Villain Theater, where they did, I believe, the first reunion. So, they trying to be iconic or whatever and bring new fates in the building. Now, I like Landon's opening monologue, sit, smoke, have a drink, whatever. Let me tell y'all how this go. I grew here, y'all flew here. One thing about it, when it comes to a monologue, when it comes to, again, like I said, plays chess. He definitely knows how to carry himself. He's good with his words. He's very charming, very much so. Okay, so boom, immediately as soon as Landon came in, he asked where Isaiah was. Isaiah came up checking his temperature and just really checking him and letting him know you not about to do nothing crazy on my show. This my shit. You know what I'm saying? Big Ferrari. Okay, very much so. He like, this mine. You not fin to, hurt Pooty in no way. Run your ones, great, awesome, but you not about to do anything that, will hurt Pooty. Now, if I'm not mistaken, because honestly, Pooty and Landon get into it so much, child, I don't even keep up with them. But if I'm not mistaken, Landon has a group chat with his fans, and I think it was something to do with the fans, allegedly. Like, he was trying to conjure up something to do to Pooty. So Isaiah, allegedly, like I said, allegedly. I don't really keep up with their little dynamic. 1 minute they on, 1 minute they off. But also, too, this opens Pooty's eyes because, as y'all know, later on in the season, they buddy coochie girlfriends, love birds, and everything else. So, at one point in time, Landon did mean you harm. So I just feel like, Pooty should open up his eyes today. And I know Pooty be watching. Hey, Pooty. Now, boom. Isaiah trying to make it seem like it's about Pooty. Be for real. It's really not about Pooty. Let me tell you what it's about. So as y'all know, they did a Bad Blood, whatever. It was him and Landon and his ex, or his boyfriend at the time, versus and Maul. And I believe allegedly, at that time they were dating. So it was really couple versus couple because Landon, was helping Isaiah cheat on Isaiah's boyfriend. I don't know if it was necessarily at that time, but him and Isaiah messed around before too. All alleged, but all tea. Boom. So after the Bad Blood, everybody felt like Landon be ducking, hiding from Maul. Maul has said some little shady stuff to Landon, and Landon pays it when it comes to Maul. So really, it was more so they just wanted to see was Landon going to stand on business when it came to Maul, because as y'all know, they had fought before. Maul bloodied his nose, and Landon never needed that again. So they feel, like they trying to see what's Landon's temperature gonna be when it come to Maul. But obviously, y'all see it's very low, and honestly, it's non-existent. Because after all that talking they did on the internet, on the back end, they was still cool, and I'm sure they was only cool behind Landon's doing. Maul, I think, if Landon ever tried him, he would put Landon back on his back. I believe that. So Landon lets it be known that him and Maul have not been communicating, but they've been going back and forth on the internet around this time. But, Maul is telling him to tell production that he is cool with the co-host, but Landon said, he's not cool with it. But I think, the way he came off like, I'm not cool with it. You know, I feel like I deserve it. It didn't come off aggressive. And I do remember once they did, you know, show the flyer of, you know, Maul co-hosting or whatever the case was, Landon did back out and he was just like, you know, now that's TV. Y'all wrong for that. I will not be attending Playboys. And y'all see he's here. Now, Isaiah is really clocking C. He's being overly messy. He's not playing. Like, he is on that. Pull it all up. He's hilarious. Now, mind you, Landon just said that he ain't been talking to Maul. Then turn around in his confessional and say, well, Maul did call my phone the day before and the energy was low. I just don't believe it. I don't believe that Maul called Landon. Mind y'all, if y'all ever seen them interact, Maul absolutely be punking Landon. Absolutely be shading him. And honestly, really don't have to shade. Be just saying how he feels straight up. And Landon pays it. I think Landon got on the phone with Maul and got to being like, look, you know, I just feel like, you know, this TV is unfair. And I'm not taking it out on you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with you, but I do have a problem with now there's TV. And then tell me something, Isaiah really don't know what's going on for real. This Isaiah show, why would he not know what's going on for real? Are you trying to say he really don't have no real part? He just the face? Question mark, question mark. Boom, so Ken is in the building. Okay. Because every time I say I like somebody, and I stop liking you. But Ken is from Valley Boys. I seen him on Valley Boys first season. I ain't gonna lie. I don't think Ken got to squabbling with nobody on Valley Boys. I don't remember seeing him squabble nobody down. And honestly, it really took them forever on Valley Boys season 1 to squabble. And I was telling people in my Patreon, like, we is not reviewing that. It was whack. No, it was trash. So Landon already know him because he did Valley Boys too. He was the host. Him and Man Man got down. That was the first time that him and Man Man fought. But I like Ken. Ken is a key. Ken gonna read. And you know, Ken got a little squabble on him. Now, okay, just me, you know, predicting. Isaiah was like, you know what I casted you for. Now, when the trailer, Pooty and Ken got into it. So I'm trying to see, did you cast him to get that with Pooty? Question mark, question mark. Now, mind you, they end up bringing up Ken's beef with Zeta. But Zeta was on Valley Boys too. So just that they probably had already had beef, and then when they seen each other at the auditions, which was whack, which was ghetto, and which was a waste of time, you know, Ken got busy with him real quick, you know. But it seems as though everybody getting busy with Zeta. Zeta gonna stick up in there, but it just don't give the heel fighter like that. I hate when they ask the question of what makes you the title. That is so annoying to me. That is like the most dumbest question. Like when you're in an interview and somebody say, well, tell me about yourself. I just think that is just a stupid question. It's so dumb. Now, I will say this. I'm glad Ken touched on that. I do remember that because once they showed the cast, T-Lo said, some will be changed. I remember that. And T-Lo definitely got the change in the cast. Absolutely. He changed it very quickly. Now, peep this. So they started talking about Katari. Who really cares, you know, about what he talking about with Katari and Zeta? Because nobody cares, child. What I think is a key. Now, boom. When they had the auditions for Playboy season 2, y'all remember that was like Cashie and Mac was getting into it. Katari was by Isaiah the whole time. Allegedly, Katari was Isaiah's man. Boom, flip the coin over. Landon, you know, and Gigi was going together. But from what Landon said, Gigi allegedly cheated on him with Katari. So, baby, Katari been all around the world. Do you hear me? And he used to be exes with Chinx, allegedly. That's baby, he getting around. I get around, round and round and round we go. Katari get around. Boom. So first of all, look like Landon got a lazy eye. But continuing on, so Isaiah ends up saying, you know, we are doing eliminations. I love that. Go on, get the ones who, you know, just want to sit around and look cute. Go on, get them out the way. But actually really do eliminations. I hope y'all not just saying eliminations, and y'all really don't do them till like 2 days later. Boom. So, Ken kind of feeling it with Landon. They kind of talking. The tea is being spilled. So, obviously they let us know that Cashie has an issue with Ty, which is, his beef with Jonathan. We know that. Then, Cashie and Maul, which was very underwhelming. We will continue to talk about that. But, that they also let it be known that Rich Zay is coming in Metro Zay as well. And obviously, y'all know this was Metro Zay's this is his episode basically. Now I'm happy that they brought Rich Day back. I love me some Rich Day. I love me some Cashie, and I also feel as though I'm gonna love me some Metro Zay. Metro Zay is a key. When he did the who girl, that took me. Like, I like his personality already. Now Isaiah said he definitely, picked most of the cast. He picked a lot of personalities, Hopefully, fingers are crossed, this season is better than last season, because they had a whole bunch of just shadows last season. Last season, the ball was truly dropped when it came to casting. As far as like the shadows go, I think they did good by bringing Dooley, the twins, all that. That was amazing. But them shadows, man, they had so many shadows, it was crazy. Cashie is in the building. One thing I like about Cashie is every time he has an intro for Playboys or something, he always has a little prop. So this time he had him a balloon, popped it, and started doing his thing. The last time we seen him on season 2, he had confetti. So it's always something. I love that. Rich Zay then brings in the applications, and I actually read it, and it said, "Can't give me no work." Job application. That was hilarious. That was cute. That was definitely a key. Also, note to self, I do love the confessional room. The confessional room is really cute. I know they gave behind the scenes, showed us that, but it's something about seeing it all come together. It looks really nice. So they then address the elephant in the room between Landon and Ant, something I don't care about. But yeah, my thing is this: before Playboys, what's going on, Cashie was definitely pressing Landon. So I feel as though he's sparing. And I don't want to say sparing, but that's the word I got right now. He's sparing Ant right now because it's Ant and all these dudes versus you. Landon don't have backup right now, so therefore, he trying to play it cool of being like, me and Ant have a love-hate relationship. No, y'all do not have a love-hate relationship. You just don't have no backup, and you don't have no puppet on the screen to come help you run your fade right now. Plus, like I said before, after Love and War happened, it was a lot of talking on the internet, and Cashie said that he was gonna get Landon, and Landon copping please. Oh, I ain't going to the reunion. If they did the Love and War reunion, and this their first time seeing each other in person since the whole Love and War drama, but now he cool with Ant, please. Okay, now Ken, I would have to disagree with you. I definitely think, Ant is an amazing person. He's very open. He's a very open, welcoming person. I just think as far as TV, nobody really cares for his storylines. I will say that. I would more so say that. I don't think that, we think he messy, he come on there trying to do the most. I think his storylines are boring. Or, when he do have a storyline, now that TV will overdo it and act like we care, and we don't. Okay, so this is why I gotta stop Cashie right here. I love me some Cashie. Everybody know I'm a big fan of Cashie. I gotta water it down because I'm about to come hard. Okay, no. What happened was Maul had been throwing slick shots, shading Cashie. Cashie, was on house arrest. He couldn't go out nowhere. He was feeling some type of way about the shade that Maul was throwing. Something ended up happening, because I don't really remember this part, but like something ended up happening with Joyce. Boom, I got it. It's coming back to me. Joyce was on Deja Vu, allegedly having relations with Trey, and Maul didn't check up on Cashie. Maul did not check up on him. This is after Ant exposed their relationship, and then Cashie went to hell with it, and he started telling Maul's business. Now, mind y'all, this was huge on Now That's TV. This was the scandal of the scandals when it came to Now That's TV, okay? Mind y'all, it was like Monday, Ant told it all. Tuesday on the back end, mind you, because baby, Ant was on that live for damn near an hour, almost 2. It was like an hour and 30 minutes. Mind you, Cashie felt some type of way on the back end. So while everybody was, oh my God, did you hear about Ant and Maul? Did you hear about that? Cashie was still burning the fire in the back end. In the back end, while Maul was trying to do damage control in the front with Ant, Cashie was still burning the fire in the back. So by the time the presidential thing was like the next week. Once the presidential thing got to going, that's when a lot of the stuff started going. But I will always say, from when I reported on it, Cashie started that. Cashie was already upset. He was already feeling some type of way on the back end about Maul. Had an issue with Maul on the back end that he was just letting fluster in his body. When he got the opportunity, he then started telling all of Maul's business. All of Maul's business. I mean that. He was telling all of Maul's business. Y'all, and if y'all been here for a long time, baby, y'all remember when I reported on it, baby, Maul was upset with me, child. Baby, Maul in my comments, like, no, you're a liar. You don't know what you're talking about. Hate your journalism, baby. I was like, hold on. This was the first time anybody on Now That's TV ever, like, came in my comments and was like, da this, da that. Mind you, it's been people, from Now That's TV who do watch my stuff. I do know this. And some do comment. Some do delete their comments too. And that's okay. I've seen it. Trust me. Wink, wink. I got you, books. But they do watch my stuff. But I guess he felt like, the world was against him. The world was on his back. I remember because I did a breakdown. As y'all know, usually when somebody go on a rant, I go through all the fluff. I get all the fluff up out of it and I get to the core of the issue. And I remember, I was like, Cashie was wrong. Cashie was wrong, but nobody, I would say at that moment, a lot of people did not catch on to what was going on because, like I said again, they were so in shock, surprise, or being like, I knew it. When Ant spoke his truth. When Ant spoke his truth, like, it truly took the internet by storm. I think we was on that for a week. But like I said, Cashie was in the background going off. If we had to really think about it, Ant really ain't tell much of nothing. For real, he just told that both of them, was, gay or whatever. He didn't really tell much of nothing. Cashie, on the other hand, told all of Maul's business, all of it. And mind y'all, it got deeper than deep. It wasn't just the son stuff or the brother stuff. It was more to it. They kind of just making it like, oh, he talked about my brother. Oh, he talked about my son. No, baby, it was more than that. And if y'all don't know, Cashie's brother is disabled. So, obviously understanding, his brother is disabled and, Maul has an 8-year-old child. So, both of them was him below the belt. Mind you, they was real close, like super duper close. So they know each other's dark, deep secrets and everything like that. But I would say when it came to the drama, for real, when it came with Cashie and Maul, Cashie started that because for a while Maul didn't never say anything back to Cashie. Like, he didn't say anything. And I really do remember that. I had my issue with him clapping back at me, but I will give him that. When it first started with him and Cashie did a lot of more exposing early on in their argument. And mind you, when the presidential debate had came about, Cashie had already talked about everything that Maul had going on or whatever Maul told him. So again, by the time Maul responded and started, saying whatever he was going to say, that was after the fact. That's the part that he be taking out. And, to an extent, I do feel as though in this particular situation, Cashie is playing victim and Cashie playing like, he wasn't throwing no rocks because, like I said early on, he was stoning that man. And my thing is this, okay, I get it, the son thing, da da da. I don't think it was Cashie place to involve the mother. I think when it came to the mother contacting her or whatever the case was, I do think that was weird because she is not on TV. The son ain't on TV either, but I feel as though when Cashie took it a step further to contact the mama, it was weird. So they introduced Khalil, he coming in, and obviously Metro Zay was talking, but from what Cashie said, Rich Zay and Khalil was gonna get that anyway. Khalil just runs up, he leaps, you know what I'm saying? He's leaping off faith, okay? Walking by faith and not by sight, hallelujah. So he runs up, gets done up, by the two Zays. So Metro and Khalil go ahead of, baby. When I tell you, Metro is stomping with his hands, baby. Stomping Lil Khalil. I said, girl, break it up. I even dreamed out break it up. Like, break it up. Break it up. You take him really where he don't want to go. Break it up. Is he okay? He might have thought he got jumped. I mean, golly. Landon is very two-faced. Very two-faced. You gotta watch people like him. So mind you, he all in Khalil's face, like, you okay? You ain't have to run up on him, daughter this, daughter that. I'm not even like that. I mean, love to be in a confessional. Oh, little bitch. I'm sparing you, little bitch. I could beat the dog shit out of you right now, little bitch. But I'm not even gonna do that, you little bitch. Like, you ain't gonna do that in the first place. I said that early on. Everybody know Landon like clout. Landon loves to chase clout. So that's all that is. Now that it's time to stand on it, I mean, yeah, regardless, you see he can't fight. But even if he could, you wasn't going to hit him for no Ivory. Now, boom, they end up bringing Maul and somebody that we could have left off the season, D Scott. I don't know why D Scott is back, okay? Very much so, don't know why. So, as y'all know, Maul is very confident in himself. He like, you don't know me, you must be sitting under a rock. I am the King Maul. Now, I definitely thought it was a key when Maul said his confessional. Everybody's waiting at home to see me get took. We'll keep waiting. Oh, he is so funny. He is so funny. But I told y'all, now I ain't gonna lie, early on I was like, oh, Cash gonna beat the dog shit out of his ass on the dog walk. That's when he got that, bring that dog out. You know what I'm saying? I definitely thought that in the beginning. But, I seen the trailer. I kind of got to thinking, Maul can fight. Maul can definitely defend himself. Maul ain't, no easy cookie. He gonna put in a little work. Now, as y'all know, D Scott was Maul's like first official alleged, little friend, blink, 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 to us, and D Scott and Ant been fighting over him ever since, but neither one of them is with him. He has a new bae who is very handsome, okay, so why he even came in with D Scott, I don't know. But D Scott always has been the one to honor Maul, okay? He's always going to talk highly of Maul, but him and Maul not even together no more. So I don't know what made them walk in together. So it took them both forever to get in the field with each other. Both of them tap dancing, backing up. Don't nobody want to swing. And then pulls D Scott to the ground. And his face landed first to the ground. I thought that this was your season. So already starting off bad. Okay, so boom. Like I said, disappointed very much so. So Cashie is like, reset, we need to go again. I need to get that again because obviously that was horrible. That was terrible. And Maul is like, you're done. Get out of here. I'm not giving you nothing else. Gave you that, it whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. Very much. It puts me in the thought process of Naj versus Cash, very much so. Boom. So they then turn over and we see these guys in it. Both of them are talking about, oh, I can fight. Oh, I whooped his ass. I'm like, where? 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 What the hell? Where? The cop? The cap is on your head. But overall, the episode was okay. It was all right. It wasn't all of that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely thought it was gonna be better. But hopefully this next episode, the programs got with. The boys said they was in the field hard in the paint. Shawty, what you think? And I'm excited to see that because this was definitely underwhelming. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hey y'all, what it is, what it do? It's your girl Brittany. I am back. I am better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is. I know what it is. We know that I post frequently. All right, y'all, say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping, we doing bow, y'all into this video. Click the link down in the description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, come. Without further ado, let's go and get into this video. Now, we start out where we left off with Amber Rose's niece trying to fight DTB. So the first thing I got was, I was like, dang, they was just filming early in the morning. It gave like the sun was out. Now it's late at night. How long did it take for y'all to film this one little scene? So DTB was not going home. She meant that she wasn't going home. As y'all know, Diamond is a hit or miss when she fight. But I definitely think, if it comes down to her going home or her spot is being taken, oh, DTB has her sneakers on. Okay, very much so. So Diamond tells the girl and after kicks her in the face. Diamond been going crazy with these kicks lately. So the girl, bloody, no rings, looking crazy. She walks off as she needed to because, girl, this is Baddies. I don't even know why your head was gassed by the chin to even come on here and think that you was gonna play with Diamond. Now Amber just standing there. Ain't this your kin? Go check on your kin, babe. She just standing there like, oh well, she be alright. Shit, I told her you ain't really want to come on this show in the beginning. Oh well, she ain't check on her now. So the girl over there, thinking about life, thinking, what made her even come here? Boom. As she thinking, Nelly has moved on because her plan took an epic fail and now she's embarrassed. Natalie then ends up going to her confessional saying that Latina is small, but she did stand on principle. No, Latina was being a lapdog trying to get on the season. And so she played your little lapdog. And like I said, it didn't work out in her favor. All that small, big, tall, y'all don't care about it when it's nobody else. So nobody cares when it's Latina. Then Amber told me something. She did trip on the grass. Tripped on the grass or got her ass beat up in the grass. It's definitely a difference. So Scotty then starts talking. Like, I used to like it when she was quiet and just pretty and gave body. Nowadays, when she talking, it's just like, should have just kept liking your pictures on Instagram. Very much so. So she ends up saying how she didn't want to fight Lex in the pool. But let's be clear, Scotty, you didn't want to fight Lex at all, but you keep wanting to antagonize her. You keep wanting to pop it. You want to rip wigs. But when she tells you to line that shit up, you don't want to line it up. Throw your setup. You don't want to do that. You want to, oh, I'm too cute. I'm too cute to fight you. All this, all that. And then you want to say, it's not giving baddie. You're just here to fight people. That's what Baddies is. That's what I'm gonna be fair. 80% of it is to be fighting. My thing is this: I'm glad that somebody is making Scotty earn her check. It's been too many seasons where Scotty might get into one little fad. It be something simple. It's barely a storyline. No, if you want to talk and you want to, be on Baddies, they're gonna treat you like everybody else. Now, when it comes to more, the offer for the show, Scotty really don't give much. I'm not gonna lie to you. Her looks have gotten better this season, because last season, the confession looks was horrible. She was going too much out the box. It was giving Kanye West out the box. It was like, girl, this ain't that. Anyways, but no, you really don't give much to Baddies. I'm not gonna lie to you. You really don't have much to offer. You're just more so there. When it comes to you and Natalie, y'all don't really have to do much. Y'all are just there. And I'm not tired of Lex saying something about her wig. I understand wholeheartedly. That's your wig, that's your property. Scotty sat up here and Tavi sat up there and ripped it. So I understand you coming after them. And also, too, again, Scotty always wants to have her input on Lex till Lex whoop her ass. Hold on now. Lex, baby, don't make Lex turn around. Scotty, she don't need help building no dude. Lex got some booty. Okay, I remember her in the purple. She got that. I don't know. Calm down. And like you said, you gave her a reason. That's why she don't care for you. You gave her a reason. Scotty has been butting in only on Lex situations, nothing else. She keeps her mouth closed. And again, she's so used to playing victim. She like, no, you just don't like me. You just don't like me. No, you gave her a reason not to care for you. Now, they didn't get on Dolly because, as y'all know, she pick and choose when her arm is messed up. So she ends up telling Natalie, like, no, she good now, no broken bones. She's able to fight. Boom, Diamond takes up for her for what reason? I don't know, because just 2-3 episodes ago they was the ops. Oh, okay. Anyways, so she was like, if you're gonna say something to Dolly, you need to say something to Russian too. Then, mind you, Russian told me some, I got into 10 fights before my hand, bro. All you hear is Rollie in the back. 10. And then, they started talking about the origin of injury reserved on Baddies. And Rollie's like, I had 10 surgeries and my stomach was open. I still had to fight. Who's bitch? Okay, and I definitely think Russian should go home. It's a lot of y'all I think should go home. Russian, Elsie, Choco, Tavi. It's a lot of y'all that should go home. Very much so. This season to me is definitely not one for the books. I definitely don't think that we'll be talking about this season, in 10, 15 years when, Baddies is no longer. So Natalie prompts the girls to fight some more. She ends up saying, does anybody have anything else to say? AKA, who else need to fight? Come on. While we out here, the field is here and ready before we go to the Clara, but to the event or wherever they finna go. So, boom. Obviously, as y'all know, one thing Summer gonna do is take an opportunity to fight. So Summer is like, oh, Fauna, you wanted to sneak me yesterday. Come on, what's up? Fauna and Heels. Baby, Summer said, I don't care nothing about that. Come on, let's go and get up in there. And I don't blame Summer for that. I don't blame Summer for that because the girl did sneak her, just took her. Summer was able to get her lip back. And I do feel as though in that phase, Summer did win. But Summer said, no, you want to hit me off guard? Let's fight now, heels and all. Summer take off on her. My thing is this, Summer is the definition of what Tasiki said, keep swinging. Because one thing about it, backing up, going forward to the side, she gonna keep swinging. So Lex then gets Tavi. I don't really care because Tavi was also one of the ones ripping Lex's wig, and again, Tavi would not be in this position if she didn't try to stand up for Scotty that day. As y'all know, at one point in time, Lex left her alone after, her and Dolly got to fight so many times and she was tearing Dolly up. Lex left her alone. She then got Lex back on her radar when she wanted to take up for Scotty. So, and like I said before, you did rip her wig. So, birthday or not, she was going to get you. And she got you. I messed up, eyebrow back bleeding per usual, side of her nose bleeding like she going through it. So Tavi hits the run away, love, 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 run away, love, run away, love. To the room she go, boom. So she's furious because again, she's been trying her best to not get hit before her birthday because she wants to look cute for her birthday, which is understandable, but also too, you were ripping wigs, so oh well. Now she started spazzing O-U-T out, spazzing out. So she then ends up saying in her confessional, if you can't beat them, sneak them. Let's please get out of delusion. Let's go touch, lay, eat some grass, okay? So she going off, you know what I'm saying? She has really hit her breaking point. Now, she was like, I don't care who it is. It could be Lemmy Pepper, okay? Don't piss me off. It could be any of y'all. I don't care. Like, da-da-da. So Natalie goes in there, it's blood everywhere. It's a scene. It's a scene. And God, what took me was Natalie went in there, Medic went in there, and production was finna go. He hit the door. He's like, yeah, come on. Like, he ain't saying none of that. You signed a contract. We need to see your face. So Lex is still tripping about the wig. She calls out Cole. Cole don't duck it. Cole ain't snitching. And 2 seconds she on the ground. Dolly said, just forget about it, Lex. That took me out because it was kind of like, Lex, she don't even be having to do too much. She get him on the ground. It's not really hard for her to do. Summer then gets in the field with Cole and, Summer taking her where she don't want to go. I mean, hate this for her, but she should have went upstairs with her besties, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? After so long, I'm not going to have no heart. And honestly, I don't care how cool I am with Scotland. Scotty, my thing is with them, when it comes to Scotty, you can't stand by street code with Scotty because Scotty is dating Lemmy. So at the end, at the beginning of the day, even if her and Lex do fight, they not finna let Lex fight her like they fight y'all. I wouldn't stick to street code when it came to Scotty. I would have told on her right then and there. But then too, it is a flip side. You know, they do want to come back to the network. They probably is trying to make sure they stay cool with Scotty. You know, because you just never know if you can return or being cool with her or not. Now I will say this, two things. When Ivory went on her rant talking about Zeus that nobody really cared about like that, she said Marissa allegedly made $100,000. I would be standing like that too if I made $100,000 and I really didn't have to do much of nothing. I know I'm not coming back. Oh baby, the way I would be standing there. If anything, I'd be doing the Amber Rose. You know they pay Amber Rose a bag just to stand there and give a little bit of her opinion. The way I just would be standing there, $100,000, and I had to fight one time, and I did a turnaround, and now she can't touch me no more, and I just gotta sit in the scenes and be quiet. The way I would just sit in the scenes and be quiet and shut my mouth and be thinking about everything I could buy with that $100,000. God, please, please. Another thing, Ivory ended up saying, you know, look who's fighting Scotty. Look who's fighting Scotty. Scotty don't do nothing to nobody. Even if, quote unquote, Natalie put Lex on Scotty, Scotty is going out of her way to be on Lex's radar. It'd be different if Scotty wasn't saying nothing, how it was with Jayla last season. Lex just wanted to fight Jayla. She just wanted to. She was fiending to fight Jayla for nothing. This season, I definitely feel as though she's not fighting Scotty for no reason. Like I said before, it'd be different if Scotty wasn't saying anything. Scotty was just minding her business. Lex was like, you know what, Scotty? You're boring. You're just standing there. Come get in the field. But no, it's not that. Baby comes back out on hot, but continues to keep her head down and continue to feel those uppercuts from Lex's hands, okay? From the spine. She ends up hitting Big Ant. Big Ant lets her know, you hit me. She said, my bad. And he said, damn, because you hit me hard, okay? You don't hit hard as her, but you do hit hard. And it's like sometimes, too, they fall right into the jokes because she was like, I can't see. And you hear Dolly in the back. We know. Like, just be falling into the jokes. I can't see. We know. So let's talk about some of these new confessional looks. I love Summer's. It's so cute. I love hers. I'm glad that we got out of that pink face that she did last season. She's, coming way better this season with confessional looks. I like Scotty's confessional look. I like Lex's, and I also really like Cole's. So Fauna ends up calling out Scotty. She just went ahead and snitched on her. They tired of getting beat up. I said exactly. Y'all should have did that from the beginning. Scotty then goes into victim mode. Why? The high pitch. She be knowing how to do it. Why, Lex? But why are you saying something to me, Lex? And like Lex told her, you're always inserting yourself. You're always inserting yourself. See, once she got snitched on, it wasn't his big bad wolf persona. Oh, Lex, get me. You're gonna get me. My shoe costs more than your whole life. It's none of that. Now she up personal, and this is a scene for them to fight. All of a sudden, now she is looking for understanding. Rika then comes back downstairs and she puts it on the floor. I don't rip wigs. I didn't rip your wig. I ain't got nothing to do with that. And again, perfect timing because Fauna just snitched and said, we not gonna keep getting beat up for Scotty. I also like Rollie's new confessional look with the green. She finally looks cute this season. Finally. It took forever. Boom. But I feel like in the scenes, Rollie be looking cute. Her confessional looks, though, be horrible. But boom. So, Diamond plays like she running up on Natalie. Natalie take off her shoes like she like that. But you see a field she didn't get in. Keep it on the playground. Tired of them. Tired of their storyline. And that's how I know they kind of running out of storylines. And the producers are like, okay, we've got enough content from the big threes. We need more. We need something outside of that. Hey, let's go with this narrative. Choco obviously doesn't want to fight anymore. So we have to find something else. And that something else was Natalie and Diamond. Bored. Let's call in replacements. The girls are on the bus and Latina said, she had to do her big one. Baby, we can't wait till your big one comes because That was not your big one, okay? The biggest L was taken. You're embarrassing. Marissa then makes the excuse that she did not know that it was gonna be like this. You know, she's overwhelmed, but girl, you about to go home. Shut up. Honestly, Marissa has been playing background ever since her and Summer got defined, and you still have yet to get your lick back. But hey, on the brighter side, you're $100,000 richer. Okay, I would be loving the experience. So they get to the little place to do the, shoot or whatever they playing like they doing. So they end up tasting the gin. The gin was horrible. They all said it tastes like alcohol. I've never had gin before. But I'm sure it's disgusting because of how all their faces was looking. Boom. They tell Tavy happy birthday. And then these men start walking in as Natalie's song that I am so tired of hearing comes on. The man in the front is ready to go. He do not care about his job. He just throwing them rose petals so ugly and nasty. So Big Tommie is in the building, ready to start chaos. So Rollie is ready and prepared. She wants to get that so bad. She's fiending for Tommie to get off the camel. Tommie is taking off her, well, she ain't taking them off, but, she's supposed to be taking off her rings. She took off the golds in her mouth. She's just taking her time because she like, queen shit, bitch. I'm going to get my camera time. So, Rollie, hey, this time she said, you better not have no tricks up your sleeve if you going to BB me. Boom. So, she is hitting Tommie. I ain't going to lie, she hitting Tommie. She definitely hitting Tommie. Tommie is keeping a good face up, you know what I'm saying? She's definitely keeping a good face. And, they do round 2 and she drops Tommie. Wow. It's hard to watch. So Tommie was pushed through a window. Do I feel bad for Tommie? No, I don't. Just because, she really didn't feel bad for BBing these girls. So not really. I do hate that it happened on both of these women. And she tore her Achilles, and they had something in their body. They had a bullet through their body. So I don't know, violence with violence, I guess. Just didn't work out for neither person. So, boom, Rollie takes it a step further and she's like, no, I don't know what you posted about my son, so that's why I'm fighting you. Tommie then says, no, I posted your son so I can remind you that you have a son. And Rollie's like, I don't ever need to be reminded about my son. I would think she would have took that way more personal. Because what do you mean you're reminding me of my child? I'm thinking about my child every day. That's the only reason why I get up and do this and fight y'all is to make sure me and my child are secure. Like, what are you talking about? And mind you, Tommie is trying to control the argument so bad. Rollie like, do you know where I came from? Do you know who I am? She's like, no, I don't. Nor do I care. She's like, I don't have no beef with you. You do. But you know what? It is what it is. Like Tommie is definitely trying to control what's going on. The manipulation that Tommie was doing here was very much Oscar worthy. The manipulation was crazy. You came here, got a big bag. Y'all know they give Tommie big bag, $200K every time she come. Maybe it go up every season. You just never know. But Tommie gets a big bag to come for 5 minutes. Very much so. So she came this time and she said, her daughter is about to graduate. I guess her Achilles is hurting. And she's like, do you understand? And try to make the situation small, which it is small in the grand scheme of things. It is small. But, she was trying to make Rollie feel bad. Like, if you feel like you won, if you feel like you beat me, that's okay. I'm going to give that to you. But I have to go. It gave, like, when you seeing your first love and you have to go make a grand decision because the stakes are so high in the end of a movie or the middle of a movie. That's what this gave. I have to go. Do you understand me? Or like, if a person is in the house that's not supposed to be and you got to leave your child because you got to get the person out your house. You got to have them, like the escape room or something like that. And you hug your child. I have to go. I love you. That's what this gave. It gave very much manipulation. Because you knew beforehand, before you got your check, that you had to go, your child graduated, I don't want to make a fool of my child anymore, so stop accepting the checks. It could all be so simple. And then sitting up here saying that she ran into the bullets is delusional. It's crazy. But again, they were letting her have it because it is Tommie. And honestly, people love Tommie. The craziness, all of it. And to me, Rollie, in my opinion, really wants to be cool with Tommie. She, in my mind, wants to be friends with her. She wants to be close with Tommie. Because that could be the only reason why you're accepting this delusion and this manipulation. And personally, she hit y'all with a BB. If anything, she doing all this talking and everything, you could have easily slapped her. You know what I'm saying? For doing that. All that, my daughter, my Achilles. And last season, you didn't care about me, my child, my mental health. You didn't care about nothing. You took it there and you pow me. So, yeah, I don't care. And then it's Tommie saying, like, if we don't have a real issue, y'all, we shouldn't be fighting. Ugh. Who pays their money for peace? We pay our money for violence. Hit her! And that is the episode. Now, obviously, we know they're going to London the next day or whatever. We probably, what is this? Episode 16? Oh, good. It's episode 19. So we probably got about maybe three more episodes to go. Or maybe even one. Honestly, they might chop this down and just be one episode. I hope they do, because I'm kind of tired of it at this point. I'm bored with it. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. I love y'all. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Bye. Hey, y'all. What it is, what it do. It's your girl, Brittany. I am back. I am better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is. I know what it is. We know that I post frequently. All right, y'all. Say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping, we doing a duggy bow, duggy y'all into this video. Click the link down in my description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. All right, y'all, come, because I like the way you are. So we start off with the ending of the challenges. They was eating crickets, spiders, anything, you name it. That was so nasty of critters. They was eating all that nasty junk. Boom, she decides her winners, and then they end up going to rehearsal. She ends up letting the winners tell her who they think should go to his house, because eliminations is very close. So the reviews are very mixed. We had some T-Loves, we had some G-Babies, we had some Loves, and then, the other two just gave out some randos. Ocean, even though I do think Ocean should get on somewhere, I don't like her. Oceans, and also Neek, and y'all know they're not gonna get rid of Neek. Like, Neek can do whatever she want. That's Jocelyn's best dancer. Neek ain't going nowhere. Okay, so Ocean, like I said, I always agree when it come to Ocean. I just thought it was real random when she said Ocean. I'm like, oh, okay. I thought everybody was gonna be like Love, G Baby, T Love. I thought it was gonna go like that. But she gave out like just a rando card. But Ocean's, yes, please get on. Love, yes, please get on. T Love do talk a lot. She is entertaining. She is annoying, but okay. And G Baby, I do think G Baby needs to go home. So Jocelyn is talking to her manager, and honestly, I always think they lying. Every time, I always think they lying. When they be like, oh, it's sold out completely. Every ticket is gone. I mean, don't get me wrong. She might have that spunk. People might really want to go see Jocelyn or whatever the case is. But I do think that Zeus, their marketing is all over. Like, they will always make it seem like it's better than what it is. But she might have really sold out. Y'all might have really wanted to watch the Cabaret. So the girls are playing like they in rehearsal, and they just really been setting up for a scene. So T-Love ends up asking Sky, how you feel that these girls didn't have your back? Like, how do you feel about that? Sky ends up saying, she wasn't mad at the OGs for sticking together, but she did feel some type of way about the new girls not having her back. But I'll say this. Y'all all did just get there. And nobody told you to fight for G Baby. Nobody told you to do that. So I don't really blame them for not having your back, because that had nothing to do with them. They still peeping out the scenery. They still figuring, out if they like the other girls or not. I'm not going to be jumping in y'all beef just to show that I can fight. So Kanaya is standing on business. She coming her scene, popping it straight to Erica, letting it be known that Erica definitely was chasing clout and she was provoking the situation, which I agree with, because Erica definitely was doing the most. Erica definitely popped it off, and like she said, she should have stayed out of it. It wasn't her business. But that's why Scott ended up beating her up, because she should have just minded the business that paid her in the first place. So they end up talking about Flame, and basically they just said they don't think Flame's arm is dislocated. I don't know what Flame got going on, but I very much so was disappointed in Flame once we seen her fight. Because she's a boxer, you was thinking like, okay, she was really gonna be putting belt to ass. But she let Ocean put belt to ass. And honestly, I thought she was going to check Erica a little more too, because Erica was another one, again, when the whole situation happened, who was doing a lot. Now, they gave her flowers for jumping in, but I definitely feel as though she felt like she had to jump in only because Sky was running everybody by herself. But again, G Baby right here, in this conversation, and she ain't saying nothing. But mind you, the only reason why Sky is in this situation is because of G Baby. So basically, everybody really came to a conclusion that it either be G Baby or Love that goes home. Okay, so when it comes to G Baby, don't nobody want G Baby there, because number one, you can't fight, and number two, you had that girl fight all your battles. You can't fight, but you had her fighting all your battles. You look weak, you look a mess, and you think that you're gonna walk around with an attitude and talk to people crazy, and you can't even fight, and you got somebody else to be your lap dog. So that's why they want to get rid of her. That's number one. Turn around, number two, Love. Honestly, and this is just like, it's gonna come off harsh, but I feel like this is just the reality of what it is. Don't nobody care about Love's health. Nobody cares. Nobody's a doctor here. They're more like, you're not doing what we're doing, so therefore you need to leave, bitch. Like, you not trying. Every time we talking to you, it's a problem, something wrong. And people really don't be caring about that stuff. Like, nobody cares that, you got all this stuff going on. Like, nobody cares. They just more so want you to do your job. And Love always has an excuse on why she can't do her job. So it'd just be easier to get her out the way, because at this point, she's just there. So Jocelyn takes the winners to brunch. I love Jocelyn hat. That hat is so cute. Now, what irritates me, obviously Zeus always makes the girls hype up whatever is going on. So when it's the house, they hyping the house up like they've never been to an Airbnb before. But this, to me, takes the cake. Like, pancakes, bitch, eggs, green eggs and ham. These bitches like, oh my God, like, Jocelyn got us everything. Sausage, bacon, pancakes. Oh, okay, regular breakfast food, bitch. Like, be for real. Stuff like that does irritate me when it comes to the cabaret, because it's just like, stop acting like y'all not used to nothing. Like, certain things y'all don't have to hype up. Y'all want to go to brunch with her is one thing, but y'all really acting like y'all never had fucking pancakes is another. So Jocelyn asked the girls what they gonna do with the 50K. Mind you, most of the girls who went around in the beginning was talking about expanding their businesses, more so just putting money towards their businesses. Then this bitch, okay, I liked it, the answer, but I didn't like her confessional. So she basically wants to open up like a caretaking service for animals who are, basically seniors or transitioning, or, abandoned, or whatever the case is. It's a way you say stuff. Her being like, oh, what they said wasn't genuine. Mine was the most genuine. Like, barely getting camera time as it is. Please don't piss me off. So before I move forward and talk to y'all about everybody else's, let me tell y'all what I would do with $50,000. I ain't like them. I ain't expanding no business. I'm not doing all that. If the Lord ever bless me with 50,000, first thing I'm gonna do is sit down, at least for a week or two, maybe even a month. Just sit down and relax. And I really do mean that. Like, relax. I feel as though because we live in America, we work so much, and I I'm always doing something. I'm always busy, 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 busy. So I would say that like I would at least sit down for a month. I wouldn't even post on YouTube. I wouldn't do nothing if I was $50,000 richer. I would just sit down for a month and just relax, go to the spa, meditate, just be around my home, like really being able to really enjoy my home. I would do stuff like that. That would be more so what I would do if I was $50,000 richer. That would be the first thing I would do, and then I would do other stuff with it. But first things first, before I'll try to expand and help this person and help that person. I gotta help me first. A spa day, maybe some salmon pasta for my like 3 days or so. Salmon pasta, and I would relax. I would get somebody to watch my dogs. Like I wouldn't even want to be bothered with my animals. I just would want to relax for a little while. Now, when it comes to naturals, she can get a grant and open up a school. I don't know why she needs the $50,000 to do it. She can definitely get a grant from the city that she live in to open up a school. And to an extent, I do agree with Jocelyn. It is different things that you can invest $50,000 in that's not your business, but these women are passionate about their business. If I did it, I would put like 10,000 towards the business, or really, girl, 5. Maybe 5 is the cap, and then you just make sure, like it's doing what needs to be done with the little money that you did invest in it. Then you can increase it, as you go if the business starts to take off. But I just wouldn't put the whole 50,000 into no business. So boom, they doing a pool party, but honestly, girl, they was standing in a circle and that's what they filmed there, which I think is hilarious. They didn't move from that little circle. Everybody just doing what they need to do in that little circle. So boom, everybody starts seeing G Baby, doing tricks. She showing out, but she ain't forgot her arm supposed to be messed up. So everybody, is peeping the scenery with her. So Jocelyn trying to be messy, and they end up calling G Baby out basically again for being able to do all these tricks. But again, like T Love said, I think, as far as technique goes, G Baby should stay, but she is messy and she don't know how to fight. But y'all keep Oceans around, so I don't mind. She can definitely do a lot of tricks and stuff, so that stuff is cool. So they end up saying they think Kanaya now and Love should go home. But I'm looking at the other girl who got all these tattoos on her, who want to have an animal shelter so bad. I'm like, she should go home. She ain't doing much of nothing either. Now, mind y'all, Erica all of a sudden has energy. Mind you, she was just talking to this girl earlier. This girl popped it on her earlier, but now that she with her gang and she gang bang, she don't mind. She telling her, don't talk with the neck roll, don't talk with your hands. It was like, huh? So the girl then, still talks with her hands. She's still neck rolling because who in the hell you think you talking to? So Daz jump in to me. So my girl said, no neck rolling. My girl said, don't talk with your hands. So Isis checked her, as she should, because what you mean? What is you talking about? Who you think you is? Isis like, no, you doing a lot. They doing the same thing. You can't tell nobody how to talk. Jocelyn then decides to tell her to shut up. It really did come out the blue because it was like, Jocelyn, for real? Like, if anything, she taking up for her because it's 2 of them against her, and she checking her homegirl. But Jocelyn, always got to make it about her. So Isis then started standing up for herself because, she trying to figure out what's the issue, what's the problem. Like, I wasn't saying that to you. I don't deserve this energy. I do think it's funny, though, that Jocelyn calls her November the 3rd. That is hilarious. So Danny and Neek just start fighting out of nowhere. Danny just attacked Neek, and Neek definitely accomplished her, okay? Completed her real quick. Like, Neek was like, I've been waiting on it. I didn't know you was going to do it right then, but throw your setup. They end up going 2 rounds. The second round really was weak, super weak to me. Danny, you got to chill with that princess shit. Like, you a grown woman calling another grown woman princess. Like, we got to do better. T-Love and Chinx go at it. All I see is booty meat jiggling, okay? I can't even pay attention to the fight because I'm looking at the dude. Love then tries to go and get her storyline going with Neek. And I just think Daz needs to be punched. Like, I don't know who she thinks she is. She's smelling herself. So she goes over to Love and so go, leave, boo, boo, like slapped immediately. Now Erica sent up that line saying that she was asking T Love was she good. No, she wasn't. She literally was just standing there taking up space. Boom. So Chinx just bah, bah, T Love. Ooh, it was so hard too. Ooh, it was just it was so hard. So Egypt steps out there playing like she taking up for T Love, but really, Egypt just needs a storyline, in my opinion. She looking for a storyline, in my opinion, because girl, you did not have to pop off on Chinx. You was looking for a storyline. You was looking. You was feeding for storyline. That's what you was doing. So she ends up getting out there for T Love. And one thing I could say, got out there, she did that. So before her and Chinx got defined, Chinx was like, she attempted to spit on me. She attempted to spit on me. I feel as though she was letting it be known, like, cop and please, like, I ain't got no issue with you. This is why I popped on her, because she tried to spit on me. But Egypt wasn't hearing that. Egypt is looking for a storyline. So Egypt was like, regardless of what she did, I'm finna fight you. Boom. They get defined. Egypt taking her, taking Chinx through that. I was really in shock because usually Chinx be taking the girls through them, but not Egypt. Now, what took me was when the wig came off. I don't know if she really does have alopecia, but the bald head definitely surprised me. I didn't see that. I didn't see that in my future. T Love ends up jumping in, and all I could think about is the plants. I'm like, poor plants. If I'm not mistaken, if that's the same plant I got, those are called elephant ear plants. I just hated that because why is y'all beating up the elephant ears? What did they do to y'all? Hit your target, not the plant. So Egypt is still trying to get her camera time. She's like, okay, I beat you up. I'm gonna beat you up again. I want to get all my camera time in. So Egypt then starts following Chinx in the house. Now this to me when it became overkill because it was like, girl, okay, now be for real. You quote unquote got your lick for your sister. Now you doing too much. So she follows her in the house and she gets to run it down on Chinx. To me, Chinx just wasn't really confident in herself to fight her. I haven't seen Chinx fight too much, but in the times I've seen her fight, I feel as though this was the first real time with this particular fight that she really wasn't fighting back like that. She's swinging, but she's swimming. She's swimming fighting. Head down, arms just going. At one point, Egypt just moved to the side. You still fighting the air. And Egypt was beauty bopper booing you. So that tells me your eyes is closed, your head is down, you can't see nothing. You're making yourself look a mess. Now, mind you, Jocelyn then tells them to go and break it up. Jocelyn just didn't like seeing it. And mind you, I definitely think Egypt got a little hand on her. But no, she couldn't mess with Tasiki on no day. Andrea, another one looking for camera time. She wants to take the fade with love for Neek. But when you and Neek just fine, like the second episode, y'all was fine. Now you, my homegirl, my homegirl, my homegirl. Let me catch his fade for my homegirl. Pretty interesting. I think like I said before, she's another one who was looking for camera time. And why does she look like the queen off of Alice in Wonderland in her confessional look? Girl, I am hollering. So Jocelyn has the girls lined up because she about to do elimination. She's sick of them, sick of them. So boom, she brings the rest of the girls out. And mind you, before they came out, she just said they couldn't fight for 48 hours. If you fight, you going home. Obviously, we know Neek ain't going nowhere. Obviously, everybody know that Neek is Jocelyn's baby. And again, she the best dancer. So she ain't finna go nowhere. She ends up sneaking Danny, which I don't blame her for sneaking Danny, honestly. Danny be doing the most for the least. And get your lick back. Get her. I'm sick of her anyway. And he pushes her off the stage. But that's the video, y'all. It was a good episode. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That's all I got. I'm gonna see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye.